So we'll hop in. We'll get into it. It's great to meet you. Thank you for
You
taking a minute
too.
out today.
You too.
So
Perfect.
let's begin our journey with this. 6 years ago, when we look in the calendar, all these thoughts of COVID come in. How did you make it through that era, and how has it changed the way that you do things today?
I remember hearing that question on one of your pods, and I said, wow, I wonder if he's going to ask me that. So funny. So, COVID was an interesting time for me because I was planning my trip up here, back up here in New York. I was down on Amelia Island to take care of my 91-year-old mother. Okay, so she's going to be 92 actually next week.
Yeah,
And so it was a really interesting time because I was kind of stuck on the island. Well, to be stuck in Florida was not a bad place to be
yeah,
during COVID. Okay. So, yes, they closed the beaches, yet you were still able to get out and do. And I had a beautiful friend of mine in my life who opened up her home, and I was able to really interact with her. So, I also had company, which I think was very important during that time as well.
yeah.
Um, I don't know that my life had shifted that much in terms of my mindset around stuff. When it comes to the book, which I'm about to share with you, Abracadabra was written over 6 years before COVID.
Okay.
So that book has been written for over 14 years. I didn't go into, okay, this mode of, uh, it's all about the book now because it's COVID and I have the time. Actually, it was kind of out of sight, out of mind. It was more so, what am I going to do next? What's going to come next? And let's figure out how to enjoy the time now. So I'm a very present individual.
Yeah.
So I really take every day and every moment uh, in the present. And I think that's what allowed me to and has allowed me to get through a lot of difficult times as well.
So let's get to the heart and soul of what you do on a daily basis. You got your book, but there's a
Yeah.
lot more that goes into who you are. I'm going to put you in front of a bunch of kids. It's career day. They're 12 or 13, and they want to know what you do. How do you synthesize that to make it make sense to them?
So one thing I'd share with them is their love for their mom,
Yeah.
and that I do take care of my mom on a daily basis, and that she's, 91, and she's really fun, and I look at the things and I focus on the things that I enjoy about her and that I enjoy being while I'm with her. And we play together and we have games together and we eat dinner together and all that jazz. The other thing I talk about is being an author, and how Abracadabra and Danny's journey can help them through their own life so they can create a life that they love as well. Uh, so I would talk about being an author too, and I would talk to them about finding the fun in almost everything they do,
Yeah.
to find the fun and the gift in things, even when it doesn't feel so good. There's always a gift.
Yeah. So talk to me about the book. Writing a book is a journey, from inception, from the idea of doing it to constructing it to getting it out, the whole process.
Yeah.
Why and how, kind of the inverted pyramid. How did we get here?
So 14 years ago, when I wrote the book, I wrote it because I felt that I had a lot of cynicism around me. And I, I've been a pretty happy, glasses full kind of individual since I was 8. So I talk about a couple of things here. I talk about, number one, how my family upbringing as a blended family in 1963. Blended wasn't even a term. It wasn't a term. Okay. So I had two parents who came in with their own kids, and then they had me. So I was the sunshine child. I was no pressure there, right? The sunshine child. And also I wanted peace. I wanted happy. And when I look back now at the book, it wasn't necessarily about the cynicism around me 14 years ago. Danny is actually me. So Danny, who I open with her running down to the lake because her parents are arguing and she wants to go to her favorite spot by the lake. When she gets there, she finds a branch that she carries with her through her life. Yet at that moment, she sees her reflection. And when she sees her reflection becomes her sage, sharing with her the power within her to create a life she's going to love. Okay. So it's
Yes.
an extremely powerful message for kids between the ages of 6 and 9. I realized that Danny was me running from the elevator. I live in Queens, as I said, so I'm in an apartment building. So when I stepped out of the elevator, there were times when I would hear just an uproar in my household
Yeah.
because of whatever was going on. And all I wanted to do was run to find my happy. And that's what I would do. I would run into my room and just, play with whatever or, sing Gloria Gaynor on my 45,
Yeah.
whatever it was. So, yeah, Abracadabra, I think, nowadays when you think of Americans in general and probably people all over the world, but there is a stat out there that 86% of Americans are not happy in their lives. That is a massive amount of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And that makes no sense in our world. And I feel that a lot of it is because we look to the outside for our validation
Yeah.
and for our happiness. And if children number one are the least empowered demographic. Okay. So from 6 to 9, if we can start empowering those children to understand that they really do have what I call a wizard inside of them, and they can make choices based on how they feel, right? And they can tie that in, they will feel more trusting in themselves to make those decisions. And they'll be able to build that self-esteem walking into their lives. And when they create lives and we create lives we love, I feel that we are kinder. We are more connected to ourselves and others around us. And to build a world like that is exactly the legacy I want to leave.
So, who's been that inspiration that's given you this vision that you have, this feeling of spreading some fulfillment, some self-actualized vibes to people? Who did that for you?
Me, I don't know. I have to tell you, at 8, I was the one in my family that spoke a different language. I just have always spoken a different language. And I knew when I wrote the book, I wanted to get it out there. I just didn't know how, the timing wasn't right, whatever the deal is. And during this time in taking care of mom, I had some downtime. And then I went and I started my certification for life coaching and executive coaching back in March. And when you surround yourself with people who are looking to help you step into your fullest potential, that's when magic happens.
Yeah.
And I am there with a bunch of people in Mind Valley who knew about the book and said, Tara, just, get it done, do it. And what was interesting, Joe, is that back in November, I had put it out on my Facebook for an illustrator. I knew I needed an illustrator. I'm not an illustrator. So when I did that, I got pounded, just pounded all over the place, and I shut it down. I just shut everything down. And that was November of 24. March of 25, I decided to go out and find that person. And I got so extraordinarily lucky. In so many ways. Just there have been so many things that have happened in synchronicity for me since this book, that inspires me more and more to go forward and to make it happen. And it just ignites me to to give this uh, to give this message out. So I don't have children.
Mhm.
So that's very interesting, right? first of all, I am, in my mind, a child. I'm very in touch with my inner child. So I'm like 4 years old in my mind.
Yeah,
And and I really feel that that's part of the problem too, that adults have kind of missed the boat on that. It's like, we say to kids even, be serious. You have to be an adult. Well, serious shouldn't equate an adult. You know what I mean?
yeah.
We need to find the fun in things. Life is truly supposed to be fun. So I believe that, again, we get this message out through good and bad and indifferent. I talk about Danny being sad and that it's okay to be sad, Danny. It
Yeah.
really is. And sometimes it takes time to get to that happy place, but it's truly about what we're focused on, what our thoughts are, and what we're focusing on.
Speaking of, what gets you up every day? What gets you to get to this place of helping others, taking care of your soul, doing it all at a high level? What is that for you every day?
So when I wake up in the morning, first of all, Wayne Dyer said, you place your feet on the ground and you say, thank you, right?
Yeah,
I think that's something that I've incorporated. I've also incorporated a mantra that I teach the children in my book. 6 to 9 year olds don't know what a mantra is. I teach that in my book, and I also teach affirmations in my coloring book. That's its sister. So children can start to intend a great day, right? I do the same.
yeah,
I do the same. So one of my mantras is everything is always working out for me every day. Every day. And it's amazing how that occurs, even through losses, even through different things and different powerful things that happen through our lives. I believe there's always a gift in it. There's somehow a gift. There's a learning that we can take with us, and that learning is the gift itself. So I think affirmations are quite important. I think, being aware of what you're focusing at the time that you're focusing, yet also allowing yourself to go through whatever emotions you're going through. Give yourself the time. I'm going through something right now. I'm giving myself the time that I need to process things, yet
yeah,
I'm not holding it as a crutch as to why I can't do things.
yeah,
You see?
yeah. So let me ask you this. If you had a dream tonight, ran into a 12 or 13-year-old version of you, and you walked into the room and you hit play on a film projector and it showed your life in 60 seconds, the highlights, would your young version believe that your life turned out this way?
That's a really interesting question. Would they believe it?
Yeah,
Um, I believe they would. I think it's also the relationship we have with that young self of ours, right? Which I have a pretty good relationship, and I was a tough kid.
yeah.
I was a very rebellious, independent girl, and my parents have a lot of grays. So I think she would. I think she'd understand some of the things. And at 15, I thought I was going to have children. Interestingly enough, in your head you have this whole thing, but um, I think I am meant to do what I'm doing,
Yeah,
and I think I could have done it a long time ago, Joe, but I didn't.
yeah,
Um, and I also believe that whenever we do something, that it's the perfect time. It's the right time to do it. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt myself. I don't want to go back and say, oh, well, if I only should have. I don't should all over myself, as I say, right? And
yeah,
as they say. So, yes, I do. I do believe that she would have said, yeah, Tara, you're doing it. You're making it happen. This is it. This is what you know. I mean, I thought of life coaching many, many years ago. I think I've been a life coach since I'm 12. People
yeah,
used to come to me always for the wisdom I had and all of this jazz. And that's wonderful. And I never stepped into it as powerfully as I am now. Yet I feel like, again, as I said before, that children being the least disempowered, if I if I knew back then how truly powerful my mind was to create the life that I wanted, would I have changed some things? Probably, right?
Yeah.
Yet I would have possibly stepped into some things a little bit earlier, possibly, right? I would not have, and I think a lot of people do this, I would not have played in the drama of life so much. I've held drama at bay, so say right now. And I had a lot of drama when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I've learned through the tools of personal development that that's not helpful.
Yeah.
It's not helpful. So, what meaning are you going to put on the things that you do in your life? What is the perspective that you're going to have for every single thing that happens? And does that perspective feel good?
Yeah.
Because if that perspective feels good, you're on the track,
Yeah.
you're aligned.
So, of everything you look in the proverbial rearview mirror of your life, of everything that you've done, accomplished, overcome, what are you ultimately the happiest about, the proudest of?
Well, there are a few things actually. So, I had a real estate company for a while that I was really super proud of when I was living in Delray Beach. I stepped into an existing rental business and I just transformed it, and it was a wonderful ride while it happened. I always feel that things are journeys, right? We just journey through, even through people, we journey, right? And so I was super proud of that. I'm extremely proud of being able to hand out an olive branch to my family where I was not in great communication for almost 3 years. And now I'm sitting here and taking care of mom. And that's the person I wasn't speaking to for a while.
Yeah.
It takes a lot. Very proud of the personal development that and the tools that I've been able to uh, develop for myself and ascertain through others from many brilliant, people out there for me to be able to handle my day to day with her and with my life, right? And I'm extremely proud of Abracadabra. I just it's a beautifully, beautifully written, I feel, as well as illustrated, even more so illustrated book. The illustrations are just amazing. And that's why I transferred that to a coloring book as well, and then added a couple of different fun worksheets for children to be able to dream, about what they want to do or be or have when they grow up. And also those words, those phrases that they want to say when they wake up in the morning that they can write down and then decide that that's what they're going to do. I just feel that, in 30 years from now, Joe, who knows whether I'm going to be here or not? Probably not. And yet, it's that child who's going to run into their home, right?
Mhm.
That they're now 30 years old or whatever, and they turn around to mom and dad, and their stuff is in the attic, and their stuff is in the garage, and they turn to mom and dad, and they say, "Mom, Dad, you remember that book Abracadabra? Where
Yep.
is that
Yep.
book?" I
Yep.
just feel like it's that I have this sense in me that it's going to be that kind of book. It's going to really make an impact. And that's what I'm looking to do.
So when you saw that for the first time in pulp in your hands, what did it feel like?
It's surreal.
Yeah.
It really is. You can it's almost crying. Here it
Yeah.
is, by the way. I can show it to you. This is Abracadabra.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, ooh, I could never
It's
do
coming
that.
in and out.
I know, I
It's
did
like the
that.
fog outside is inside.
I know it is the fog. It's nuts. But I know exactly why it's the blur in my
Yeah.
background thing.
Yeah. No, there we go. It's a little clear. Yeah,
And you can see, I mean, it's really, really power. The illustrations in it are just really, truly beautiful with Danny
absolutely.
sitting at the lake with her toes in the water. And just the book is just beautifully done. And,
Yeah,
it's funny, I think about it all the time. When I was a child, even, and I was always the happy one, right? You have there were people in my life that were just pissed off that I was always so, you know, the glass is mostly full,
yeah,
even when different things happened. And I share that story kind of in a way with Danny in the book, saying, other people may not be not, I didn't use the word jealous, but they may not be so happy that you're happy all the time, right? So just be careful of that and don't change yourself for other people.
yeah,
So, a lot of people live vicariously through each other. And when we do that, unfortunately, we're limiting the other person's ability to step into their true selves.
yeah, for sure. So let me ask you this. Everyone has a perception of you, family, friends, everyone that gets your book, everyone that knows you, that you run
Yeah.
the show. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
Another really great question, Joe. All right. I am fun and loving. I'm also wise. Um, I I'm trying to think of the word. What did she say to me when came? I am I'm someone who knows how to deal with logistics really well under pressure.
Yeah, yeah,
So I can pick up the ball and run with it. And no, I'm quite intuitive. I'm very intuitive when it comes to people and their own feelings. I'm sensitive, more than people actually realize. I can be vulnerable. I'm definitely vulnerable. But I think I'm also quite powerful in in the way I speak and my cadence and the way I talk. And that's something I'm looking to do a TED Talk at one point as well,
yeah.
to get my message out. I, you know, I'm excited to be alive.
I love it.
I
So
have a thrill about it. So
yeah,
yeah.
I sense it. So if anybody wants to get Abracadabra, they want to reach out, any of the other wonderful parts of your world, where do they go?
terrybeanauthor.com. And there's even a contact page if you choose to speak with me directly or even have the book signed by me directly or do an event. I'm happy to do that. Yes, terrybeanauthor.com.
I will put all
And
these
it's
links.
Terry, Terry, by the way.
Yes, yes. And I will make
Hence
sure to
the
put,
Y.
yes, I will put that link in the show notes so everybody can click on it easily.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. Congratulations on the book. Thank you for
Joe,
your
thank you.
opening up your world a little bit. Best of luck with everything.
Thank you so much, Joe.
Yes,
Pleasure. Really a
thank you.
pleasure. Thanks
Absolutely.
again.